Here's your daily reminder that the Democrat Party and woke corporations think black people and brown people are too stupid or too helpless to have a photo ID to vote. Hello once again, all my fellow patriots and you filthy leftist stalkers out there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela Box. You're watching Angela's Soapbox, where I always say what you are thinking. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, liking or rumbling this video, commenting on this video, and of course sharing this video, especially with your filthy leftist friends, because they truly hate my guts. And for me, that's a badge of honor. Oh, media, the bell tolls for thee. Let's give this eternal killing plastic straw to the mainstream media, the legacy media, because they're on their death rattle gasps at this point with the cover up of Joe Biden's everything. So let's discuss it, shall we? All right, lots of interesting things are coming out that the media was complicit in covering up. The biggest, of course, this last week. I mean, take your pick. This last week, of course, was the media wanting to say with a straight face that they had no idea that Joe Biden was cognitively impaired for the last 4 to 5 years. And also that his cancer diagnosis, like, oh, we should feel bad for people. Like, everyone just go away and don't question anything that they're coming out with this diagnosis. Like, I mean, you know, it's just, he just happened to have no prostate exams in 4 years, I guess. And his crackerjack doctor, this guy, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, was so smart and brilliant. Like, he didn't catch his prostate cancer spreading. Like, nobody buys it anymore. And this is what's very funny to me. And this is why karma is so delicious and why proof positive that God exists. These people 5 years ago, with George Floyd, with the stolen election, with COVID, all the things they did to shut down any kind of debate or any kind of questioning of the narrative, it is now coming to bite them in the ass because people are wide awake. And I continue to say that Elon Musk purchasing Twitter, turning it into X, is going to be a linchpin in history, freedom of speech linchpin in history, because the American people now have had, 2 to 3 years of being able to speak freely on X. They've had 2 to 3 years of being able to break through different algorithms on social media platforms. I mean, I haven't, but like a lot of people have. And it's a good thing. It's a very good thing, because now people are going, hang on a minute, media. You are the people. So you have to wrap your mind around how consequential this downfall of the media is, because not only did they cover up Joe Biden's obvious dementia, cognitive decline, but they also covered up cancer. And if you want to think that they didn't know that Joe Biden had cancer, like, spare me, okay? Somebody in the media, I guarantee plenty of people in the media knew what was really going on. I mean, Joe Biden said it himself that he had cancer in 2022. I'm going to pause the video so you can see this, because at the time, people were like, he's just old lunchbox Joe just speaking out of turn. But those of us in the know were like, wait, did he just say he had cancer and the media wants to pretend he didn't say that? Ignore what you just heard?
Because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible. My mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? You had to put on their windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why can't, for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
He's a grandfather. Like, Beau Biden just died in 2015. Beau Biden just died. He just got confused as to if he had cancer or not. It's like, now people are looking at that much more critically and saying, well, okay, If he said he had cancer in 2022 and people were like, oh, he just misspoke, and now all of a sudden he's coming out with stage 4 metastasized into the bones prostate cancer, which means he's going to die in 3 to 6 months. Like, he's not long for this world. The media is now going to be having to clean up the mess that they've created, because had just one of them said in 2022, forget 2020, in 2020, when Joe Biden, who used COVID, just like they all did, in order to excuse the fact that he couldn't draw a crowd. He couldn't, he was campaigning from his basement. And if he did have rallies, he had people standing in circles in wide open fields, like 25 people showing up at his rally. And we're supposed to think that this guy got 81 million votes. So all the things that we're complicit in which started beginning and ending with getting rid of Donald Trump, which is why they did the coup in 2020, which is why they covered up Joe Biden's cognitive decline, which is why they covered up his cancer. It is now all coming to bite them so hard in the butt. And so for a Jake Tapper who's hawking a book, and evidently it's like #1 in the New York Times bestseller list, but whatever that, however many hundreds of thousands of copies his publisher bought up for him so he can make that list. Evidently enough leftists are buying it, I guess, to make themselves feel better for being taken in by the obvious sham of the Joe Biden presidency. Like, at some point, someone in the media who wasn't completely bought and paid for and complicit is going to come out and say, yeah, I spoke up in many, many meetings and I was told to shut up and to just, do what you have to do to get rid of Donald Trump because he's still here and he's not going anyplace. So we have to do everything humanly possible to stop Trump, even when he's not in office. We have to pretend that everything is great with Joe Biden and you're crazy for questioning it. Now, this is the problem the media is going to have going forward because they've lost all credibility. 100% their credibility is gone. So Jake Tapper going around pretending that, he's got this book to sell right now and, he just didn't know. Like, the Biden administration was so smart and so cagey, so many cagey criminals in the Biden administration that, and Senator Kneepads just such brilliance. They were able to make so that the media, who are smarter than all of us put together, obviously, like, they were like, we just didn't see it. Like, we saw a very cognitively just super sharp guy. Now, here's what's interesting about this whole situation that these people are in, because this all ties into the AutoPen scandal, so I'm going to do another video about. But it all ties into these pardons. It all ties into what did the people around Joe Biden actually do for Joe Biden as opposed to Joe Biden being the president doing for himself, which gets back to, of course, the stolen election of 2020, which the media and social media companies would off with your head if you even breathed about it. And for them to pretend now that they're the ones that believe in free speech and that they're the ones who were just bamboozled by the brilliance of Joe Biden and the brilliance of the Biden administration is laughable. Like, some a-hole of the Atlantic, another dying publication, Jeffrey Goldberg, who was, he was on that. Remember Jeffrey Goldberg? He's the Atlantic reporter that was on. He just so happened to get on the Signal chat that Pete Hegseth was talking to people about whatever he was talking about that wasn't classified, but he pretended that it was. That Jeffrey Goldberg is like, I know I'm smarter than you and everything like that, but also, like, we just, unless there are sources, like, we just can't go willy-nilly, reporting things. It's like, hang on a minute, you a-holes in the media for the last 6-7 years of Donald Trump being on the presidential scene have literally pulled quotes out of your butts from, quote, anonymous sources and have run roughshod over the truth and have run roughshod over media standards to have a narrative be promoted that Donald Trump, was working with Vladimir Putin to steal the 2016 election away from Hillary Clinton, or Donald Trump when he said that Obama spied on my campaign. Like, he's full of crap. Like, those things didn't happen. The media has no credibility left. And so this is a silver lining moment, I think, ladies and gentlemen, schadenfreude, whatever you want to say. Because the media did this to themselves. And the left is trying desperately to find somebody to be an antidote to a Joe Rogan, to a Theo Vaughn, to a Megyn Kelly, to a Candace Owens, anybody. They're doing like a cattle call for any leftist that can somehow go up against these truth tellers. And they can't, because here's the problem. They tried it with Air America, with trying to go against Rush Limbaugh. Good luck, didn't work. Here's the problem the left has. They lie about everything. Their ideas are unworkable and they're unpopular, especially when the American people understand exactly what they're all about. And so for them to put someone up against a Joe Rogan, let's say, it would have to be someone charismatic enough and a truth teller. And nobody on the left wants to tell the truth. They just want to spin. They just want to Orwellian it for the end of time. And so that is why the media, clutching their pearls, pretending they didn't know about Joe Biden's cancer, pretending they didn't know about his dementia is so delicious, because it doesn't matter how many best-selling books Jake Tapper writes. The American people know that the media was complicit in every single thing that we've been put through over the last few years. And there ain't no coming back from that. So enjoy your little time in the sun, Jakey, because most people hate you. And it is the media's the American people detesting the media is completely a natural consequence to their actions. So I love it. All right, that's where I'm going to leave this video. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thy will be done. Bye.